Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my channel, The Scott's Residence. And tonight, I want to talk to y'all about something, and something that really got the culture banged up in a serious way. All right, I want to talk about the drugs and these drug laws and the way they enforced. Because I'm willing to bet at least half of people that's in the system. I'm willing to bet at least half of them are in there for drug offenses, for one kind of drug offense or another. All right? Now, you see how we get played like pawns on the chessboard? Okay, let me explain to you what I mean. All right, they use us as the reason to make these laws, okay? And then they use us as the reason to change these laws. And they so contradictory. Like, for example, marijuana. Okay, now, they got so many brothers in the system, who been locked up for decades and decades behind marijuana. But now that the government found a way to tax the people with marijuana and distribute it in a way where it's processed in the United States, in the United States, to bring about currency and growth of the country. All right, so now it ain't so bad. But when I was in the federal prison, I had a cell buddy, you know what I'm saying, at one time in Cumberland, Maryland, he was doing 33 years behind a marijuana case. You know what I'm saying? And now they decide marijuana ain't so bad. Marijuana ain't so bad now that they can prosper off of it. They can make it legal, and it's just surprised me how it just walked through. You know what I'm saying? Encountered minimal resistance. You know what? All they did was show whoever was going to get in the way of it the bottom line. And the bottom line is the dollar, man. The dollar. All right? They showed them, all they had was the trajectory of how profitable marijuana would be on the open market. Okay? See, let me tell you something, man. All drug dealers are not bad. Yeah, in the eyes of the law, all drug dealers not bad. Like, if you got a license to practice pharmaceuticals, to practice pharmacy, then you're not a bad drug dealer. It's only if you don't have the license to get people high that they call you a bad drug dealer. But let me tell you something. Drugs either bad or they not. It's no in between. You know what I'm saying? There's no right or wrong way to use drugs. All right? They either gonna get you high or they not. And for the most part, they gonna get you high. So depending on who's selling it, see, that's the red tape in the law that the law designed to have us banged. The law is designed to have us banged up. Because if I go to school, you know what I'm saying, and get these degrees, and most of the time, if I'm the right color, then I can legally sell drugs. Okay? If I can write pharmacy on the top of my building, and put on a white coat, guess what? I can sell drugs. But if I put on a hoodie, stand on the corner, and sell those same drugs to those same people who want to buy them, guess what? I'm a criminal. Yo, my people, do you know what the worst drug in the world is? Who know what the worst drug in the world is? I know what the worst drug in the world is. The worst drug in the world is alcohol. Alcohol, my people. Yes, alcohol. And guess what? It's legal. Okay? Alcohol is legal. And it's the worst drug in the world. It's worse than heroin. It's worse than cocaine. It's worse than crack. It's worse than marijuana. It's worse than any pills. I mean, it's the worst drug. But if you can get a license to sell liquor, it's completely legal. Okay? Let me tell you how twisted the system is. And Malcolm X said it a long time ago. White folks will sell you liquor and then lock you up for being drunk. That's what I mean about the pawns on the chessboard and how they move them. And it's very contradictory. You understand where I'm coming from? All of this is by design, though. All right? Ain't none of this by accident. It's all by design. Because prior to the legalization of marijuana, the legalization of alcohol, it was prohibited. And during Prohibition, they was giving brothers a lot of time in prison behind alcohol. Until they get up the way to sell it to you and make a profit off of it. Because it's always come down to the bottom line. It always come down to the dollar. The almighty dollar. All right? That's the reason behind everything. That's the reason behind everything in America. Okay? Whenever it's a war going on, don't let nobody tell you it's about this, that, or the other. Whenever it's a war going on, it's about money. Okay? Because if it's nothing to be gained financially, it ain't going to be no war. I'm going to tell you that right now. See, let me tell you what our great country of the United States do in a war. Okay? First, whatever country they got a problem with, they demonize the leadership. Okay? They turn them into the boogeyman. Okay? And tell you that they running their country wrong. When this country don't have nothing to goddamn do with the way other leadership is running their countries. Okay? But it's a secret. The secret is they got something America want, and they won't just give it to them. And they won't just let the United States muscle them or bully them. So the United States going to take them to war so they can take whatever they want that this particular country is not trying to just give them. All right? So they demonize the leadership. They demonize the culture of the country. And they wait until mostly the times when the U.S. is at its weakest point, like around Christmas. Then they show you all kinds of, they get on their destruction box, that TV, okay? and they stick their media on the country. Okay, and their media will lie to you and lie to you about this country until you hate this country. And you say, yeah, this country, we need to go to war with that country over what they doing to their people. But keep in mind, this country been in existence thousands and thousands of years, okay, with this same culture, okay? And why all of a sudden is the United States so interested in it now? Okay, because they not an ally of the United States. And they got something the United States want, and the United States want to take it. So they wage war on this country. This particular country. They go to this country and they destroy this country. I mean, they tear it up, devastated, beyond repair. Okay? Then, after the war, they take all kinds of money and loan it to this country. The kind of money that this country will never be able to pay back. This country that they just took the war and destroyed. They loan them all kinds of money to build it back up. And then guess what? That country is in debt to the United States. Now, the United States got the green light to exploit the natural resources of the land. And anything they want is theirs for the taking. Because why? This country owed the United States money that they could never pay back. When the United States is the one that destroyed the country in the first place. Okay? And that's how they go about taking over land, taking over other lands and other cultures, all right? Putting leadership that they want, leadership that's in cahoots with them to run that particular country, okay? That way, it's snatch and grab. Okay, I want this, I want this, I want that. Oh, and y'all got that too, we'll take some of that. All right, that's how I start being with the other country. Because the other country owe them all kinds of money that they can't pay back. Because the United States went over there and destroyed it. It's by design. It was by design. This was the plan from the jump. But they told the American people a completely different story. They told the American people they wanted to save the people of that nation. They ain't give a damn about the people of that nation. What they wanted was the natural resources of that land. You seen it in the Middle East, all right? What they did with the oil. And what George Bush did, okay? You seen what he did. He demonized the country, you know, demonized the leadership, okay? Because the leadership was not willing to bend. The leadership was not willing to just give it up. So the United States designed a way to take it, and that's how they went about doing it. All right? So in the drug war, okay, which it's not a war on drugs, because if it was really a war on drugs, they wouldn't be in our neighborhood. Our neighborhood not going to stop the flow of drugs, okay? We not a part of the cartels, okay? The drugs gotta go through plenty of channels to get to our neighborhood. But see, we the burden bearers of all the problems in the nation, all right? The CIA get to distribute crack in the country, in our neighborhoods, and once it get exposed, guess what? Don't nobody go to jail. All right, it's just a bunch of runarounds and meetings and what you call it, grand jury summonses and a bunch of stuff like that. But don't nobody go to jail. Don't nobody go to jail but us, people that look like me. All right, we gotta stop playing their game. You understand? We gotta wise up. We gotta sharpen up. Look, our leadership is most of the time in cahoots with our enemies. I'm not talking about our real leadership. I'm not talking about people like Minister Louis Farrakhan, Dr. Claude Anderson, Marcus Garvey, you know, and real leaders of the black nation, Stokely Carmichael, you know, listen, the brothers who really understood what was going on. I'm talking about these Toms in the government, who keep insisting that you vote Democrat. All right? Let me tell you something about Democrats, partner. Only thing they here to do is keep us begging. Okay? They come to our communities and they go hard for 2 months. And then for the next 4 years, they forget about us. That's what they've been doing for us for decades, doing to us for decades. All right? They come to our community, make you scared of the Republicans by calling them a racist. You see what they do to Trump? They call them all kinds of racists. They racist too. They just as racist as Donald Trump. In fact, if they could, they would support Trump, but they can't because they on the other side of the fence. All right? But guess what? Nobody cares about our interests. Democrats don't care about our interests. Only thing they care about is our vote. And black people gotta get smarter. Okay, you know what quid pro quo is? It's something for something, not something for nothing. You don't give your vote up for nothing. All right? We want our tangibles. We want something tangible. We don't want no pie in the sky and the check is in the mail. It's enough of that crap. All right? We not going for that no more. Okay? We not Democrats. We not Republicans. Okay? We independent thinkers. Okay? We free thinkers. We want to know what you going to do for us. All right? The black community, we want to know what you going to do for us. And if you're not going to do nothing for us, you can't have our vote. And I don't give a damn if you a Republican or a Democrat. Okay? Because we not on either side. We on our side today. Okay, yeah, we done got smarter. We understand more. All right? We a lot more politically inclined than we used to be. All right? Thank you, Dr. Claude Anderson. All right? Because, trust and believe, I'm a student of Powernomics. All right? And if you don't got that book, get that book. Powernomics. Get Black Labor White Wealth. Get the Black History Reader. Okay? Dr. Claude Anderson is on point. All right? And he been on point for the last 60 years. All right? Let's give him his due. Let's give him his roses now. Okay? All right? I'm a super student of Powernomics. Okay? We got to close the wealth gap. Okay? You understand? Listen. We got to build up our economics. Okay? We want to achieve economic inclusion. We got to build up our economics. Okay? As blacks, we own 1/2 of 1% of the wealth in this nation. That ain't enough. Because guess what? In 1886, 1 year after slavery, guess how much wealth we owned in this nation? 1/2 of 1%. Okay? In 2019, going on 2020, guess what how much wealth we still own in this nation? 1/2 of 1%. By the year 2054, that's slated to be 0 if we don't change it now. We gotta practice group economics. Okay? We gotta stop patronizing these foreigners. Okay? We gotta start spending with each other. Okay? That money got to start bouncing and staying in our community. And it's only one way to do that, okay? We got to get these foreigners out of our community. We can't go in their communities and build no businesses. Okay, they not having it. They boycott our businesses. We boycott our businesses. That got to stop. Okay, you wonder why these foreigners doing so great in this land and we still suffering? Why they making out so sweet? Because they get two paychecks. They get their paychecks and they get our paychecks. Yeah, you'll be doing a lot better too if you got two paychecks. Okay, you get your paycheck, you cash it, and guess what? You run it to the mall. You run into these stores. These stores don't have nobody that look like you as in ownership. We got to start from the ground up, building our economics so we can compete. Okay? Every other culture, every other race group come to the United States and surpass us. Why? Because we don't own nothing. We don't own nothing because even when a brother got the goal to open up a business in his community, we don't support it. Listen, it don't matter if his price is a little higher. That's not the point. The point is when your son walk into that business and see a black man own this business, subconsciously it seeks into his head that guess what? If Mr. Tommy own a business, I can own a business. But as long as he see a bunch of Asians and East Indians and people that don't look like him, he assumed owning business is not for him. He assumed standing on the corner, risking his life and his freedom, that's the business that's for him, and that's bullshit. It's not. Okay? It's a better way. But we gotta be willing to take it. We gotta be willing to accept that way. We gotta accept each other. Okay? These bootlicking guys in the government that look like us, just because they look like us, don't make them our brothers. Okay? They here to push the agenda of white supremacy. Okay? That's what they here to do. They here to push the agenda of white supremacy. Alright? And the agenda of white supremacy is always this. They keep black people, black men, black women, black children, economically inferior. Okay? Keep us economically inferior. Keep our children economically inferior. Okay? We got the worst social class. We so divided. All right? Don't be so quick to reject your brother and so quick to accept another. Okay? Because we the only culture that don't know that divided, we don't stand a chance. Divided, we don't stand a chance. But together, we can make it happen. Okay? Together, we can make it happen. But these guys that look like us in the government, they want to push the social agenda of white supremacy to keep us the permanent underclass. Okay? The permanent underclass. Y'all keep that in mind. Meanwhile, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I love y'all. I love y'all always. And keep a lookout for me, because I'll be right back with more commentary. Alright? Make sure you hit that like button, that share button, and that subscribe button. And I'll be back with y'all soon. All right, Tommy out.